homemade tomato sauce. Wash your tomatoes. After your tomatoes are washed, you're gonna core them. I use a strawberry core. It just gets the core right out. You just shove it in there and core it just like that. After that, you're gonna cut it in half, just like this. I'm putting mine in a pot for now until I'm about halfway done with this box. Set your oven at 400 degrees. All right, now you're gonna get you some pans. Now I already know people are gonna come for me because these are aluminum, but I ain't doing no more dishes I ain't gotta do. So this is what we're using up, and I'm just gonna put my tomatoes inside here and put them in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes until the skins start peeling. Make sure you put them face down. Make sure you stuff them in there. All right, I have a big pot and then a strainer, so I'm gonna put the tomatoes in here and the water will strain into here. And then we're gonna peel the skins off and put the skins in here. There's gonna be juice in here, just dump it out. Once you dump it out, we're gonna put more tomatoes in here and put it back in the oven. So I just dump it in here. Now that it's in the roaster, there's all this extra juice, so we're just gonna strain that extra juice off. Now that my tomatoes are all done, I'm going to immersion blend the whole thing. And if you don't have an immersion blender, you can just use a regular blender, whatever you have. And then we're gonna let this sit overnight. Now that it's all blended up, we're gonna let it sit on very low overnight to let extra moisture get out of the sauce. It's the next day and this is how my sauce is looking. It looks beautiful. We're gonna get ready to can it up. If you wanted to take it a step further, you can run this through a mill, but I'm not gonna be doing that. This looks okay for us. So if you wanna take the seeds out, you can run it through a mill, but this sauce is gonna be beautiful. Wash your jars, and then we're gonna sterilize our jars. So we're just putting our jars in the water bath canner. Fill it with hot water. Add a splash of vinegar to your canner. Now we're gonna let this come to a boil and sterilize our jars before we put our sauce in. Our jars are nice and sterile, so we're gonna open this up, take our jars out, and we're gonna get our jars ready to can. Just a reminder that hot jars go in hot water bath canner, cold jars go in cold water bath canner. I'm doing quart-sized jars, so each jar gets 1 tablespoon of lemon juice and 1 teaspoon of canning salt. You're going to want to leave a ½ inch of headspace when you're filling your jars. I'm using a funnel that has measurements already on there, so I don't have to go back and measure it. You're going to go back and debubble. This gets any extra air bubbles out of the jar. Before you put your rings and lids on, you want to wipe your rims off with a little bit of vinegar on a clean towel. This helps prevent any thing getting in the way of the seal. We're gonna go ahead and put our lids and rings on fingertip tight. Turn your heat on and let it come up to a roiling boil. To the rolling boil, you're gonna set the timer for 40 minutes. 40 minutes is up, so we're gonna turn the heat off and take the lid off. You're gonna wait 5 minutes before you take out the jars. It's been 5 minutes, so we're gonna take our jars carefully out of the water bath canner and place them onto a towel on the counter. Now that our jars are on the counter, you're gonna leave them for 12 to 24 hours. Don't touch them. Don't touch them. Leave them, let them do their thing. Once the 12 to 24 hours is up, you could take the rings off the jar and wash the jar and store it. As long as it's sealed properly, you can check the seal. and then you can store it on your shelves. And you just canned homemade sauce. Let me know in the comments what you want to see canned next. Don't forget to like the video, share this video, and comment if you want more like this.